here is another cylindrical shell method problem. So the revolution axis, this one I put that on the y-axis. So since y-axis is a vertical line, vertical revolution axis, then the integral is a dx integral. So we have an area bounded by this function. We have y equals to e to the negative x squared, y equals to 0 in red, x equals to 0 in green, and x equals to 1 in orange. So we have a region bounded by these 4 lines or curve, and then the revolution is y-axis. So I have a spinning symbol for you. So this one we have to figure out the radius first, but before I go into the shell method, I have to remind you that if you are using a disk or washers method in this problem, that is going to be a dy integral. So for the shell method, we have to do what? We have to find the integral. The lower limit is a, the upper limit is b, so we have 2 pi times r, and then times the height, and then times the dx. So first thing first, we have to figure out the radius. So what is the radius? So the radius, look, the radius is the distance between the revolution axis and any point on the region. So that is, you use the right curve minus the left curve, right minus left. So any x in the region minus 0. So what does that mean? That is any x in the region minus, what is 0? What is the 0 stands for? That is x equals to 0. All right, so x equals to 0, in another word, that is the y-axis, right? So y-axis. And then that is the radius, and then the next one is the height. So the next one is height. How do you figure out the height? The height is how tall is the rectangle. So that will be the top curve minus the bottom curve, which is equals to e to the negative x squared minus 0. What's 0? Y equals to 0. So we have y equals to e to the negative x squared minus y equals to 0. And then we have all the setup ready. And by the way, where is the lower limit? The lower limit is x equals to 0. The upper limit is x equals to 1. So the volume is equals to, from x equals to 0 to x equals to 1, we have 2 pi r. R is x minus 0. I don't recommend you to just write the x, because like 2 days later you come back to your notes, you know you want to pick up exactly what you wrote in the past, right? So if you just write x, you will have to spend a couple minutes to find out where is the x came from. So I write x equals to 0. With my notes right there, I know exactly what I did in the past. And then the height is e to the negative x squared minus 0, and then this is dx. So that is the integral for the first problem. And then I know there are a bunch of what ifs. So the what if, I change the revolution axis. So let's say, let's pick an other color. So how about we pick orange, and then I want to place a revolution axis right here. So spin about this x-axis. How about x equals to 12? And then let's do one more on the left. How about x equals to negative 6 right here? This, rotate, and then x equals to negative 6. So let's bring this graph down, and then we can work on that down here. So let's copy, and then let's paste. So I'm going to put the graph right here. So let's take care of the orange first. So for the orange, if I put the revolution axis right there, how does that affect the radius? So the radius, what is that equal to? So it's right minus left. So that will be 12 minus any x in the region. So that is x equals to 12 minus any x in the region. And then the height, no change. Top curve minus the bottom curve. So top curve minus the bottom curve. So that is e to the negative x squared minus 0. Y equals to e to the negative x squared minus y equals to 0. And then the volume is integral from 0 to 1. you have 2 pi r 12 minus x, and then e to the negative x squared minus 0, and this is dx. All right, so that is the orange. What about the y revolution axis? X equals to negative 6. So for x equals to negative 6, how does that affect the radius? So we will be using right minus left, any x between the lower limit and the upper limit, or you should say any x in the region, minus x equals to negative 6. So this is any x in the region minus x equals to negative 6. So that determines the radius. And then the height, no change. So the height will be top minus bottom. So top minus bottom, that is e to the negative x squared minus 0. No change. And then, so that will be volume. X goes from 0 to x equals to 1, and then we have 2 pi times the radius, x minus negative 6. Do not simplify that, and then you multiply the height, that is e to the negative x squared minus 0, and this is over dx. All right, so that answers all kinds of what if question in this shell method problem. So I would like to solve another problem in this video, but that would make the video too long. So how about this? I will solve the next shell problem in the next video. So that means this will be the end of this video. If you think my instruction is helpful, let me know in the comment below. Like the video, share the video for me, subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Signing out for now. See you all in the next problem.